Got ourselves team 1 together with Athel, man, leading the charges. Oh, Crimson Paladin. We got ourselves Baghead. Gonna be first up, charging out on the Night Elf. I was gonna say, I like that bob haircut. Looks good. We got the flow. Oh, I like that look. We got ourselves Steel Suit. Look at, I kind of like that red. What is that? And Griff on the team as well with the Baghead. Gonna be the first one. Putting bags over these boys' heads. Got some collected trophies out here. Huge Buttman joining in. What are these mugs? These are so good. Gonna be Baghead immediately opening up with an avatar of the bat reflectors. Huge Buttman dropping a big old meteor meatball on the man. He got himself a fire elemental he's gonna be fighting against. Try to see if you go for a quick pummel on that thing, and maybe even just like the elemental while he's right there. Huge Buttman wants to play this man out in the open. He doesn't want to go behind the pillar. Oh my goodness, man. Got himself a turtle shell. He got himself a shovel. Big capacitor onto Baghead. Baghead still focusing on that elemental. Actually enough to select the elemental. Got himself reflect. Trying to see if he can get closer to Huge. Huge wants to go for the lasso. Wants to go for the freeze. This is where actually with the trick it out for Baghead, he could potentially be in a bad spot. Trying to see if he can lock down the showman. Big bleed is up. Could be able to maybe get himself a Huge go. Another haymaker knockbacks for days with Huge as he got himself a wall. Baghead may be in a bit of trouble. Definitely needs to use defenses. Could be a lot of big damage and crits out of Huge. Could be big trouble. Baghead trying to see if he can evade it. Does go for a Shadow Melt for just a second. Does he have himself a breather? He's gonna go for enraged regeneration, looking for that recovery. It's Huge. Got not a lot left. Does the man have any roots left over? Now reflect up. Oh, and Huge. Oh my goodness. Did try to do whatever he could, but Baghead with that Shadow Melt spell effect last second. Perfect use of defenses. Was able to nail him down, lock him down for just a moment. Oh my goodness, with Tunjala gonna be up next over for the team 1. Shadow Priest said they're ready. On the team, we also got ourselves Shinoa as a retribution. Red Pally is a, well, I wonder what kind of paladin that man is. And then Loose. I'm gonna call it Los. Gonna be a reflect up immediately. Baghead get hit with the Fury, is able to Zerk Rage out of it, avoiding the Shadow Curse stun for stun as the two exchange CC. Trinket out to T'Challa, maybe a little bit early. Got himself a full Void Eruption at the ready though. Should be able to get some instant cast damage onto Baghead, and the man is gonna back up out of it immediately. He doesn't have too many dots on him, I don't think. T'Challa trying to see if he can set up a bit of damage. Is T'Challa playing with a Primordial? They might be playing a Primordial Stone gamer here. I saw a little bit of like a blood thing from the Bloodstone. So that could be interesting. They did nerf those gems by quite a bit in PvP, though we did see the first week that those gems were out. I think Gamer was the one running with them immediately, which was interesting. Big bleed out of Baghead, trying to see if he can ramp up some damage. Man, go to Charlotte, just cuts him into pieces. Needs himself a bit of a breather as the Red Pally is going to be up next. Is just trying to see if he can slam him down. Big Hotch to follow immediately. Doesn't want to go for the big wings just yet. Oh, Baghead needs himself a heal right now. Big Hammer. Catching up at least a little bit of healing. Reflect up in case there's a Hodge to meet him. It's going to be a Wake of Ashes instead. Does disarm Red Pally. He's going to go for a Trinket. Got not a lot left. Maybe you go for a defensive. Wait, just stay away from the Paladin. Maybe you can get yourself some second win. Catching up a little bit of healing. Stormbolt onto Red Pally. Does end up Trinket out of it. Maybe you can go for Shadow Melt. Doesn't have Shadow Melt for a second. Oh, just a second away from Shadow Melt. That could have been so good. Oh my god. That did such a good job though. Stun onto Red Pally, big axles to follow, massive hammer hanging over Flow's head as Red Pally trying to see if he can execute him down, be the judge, jury, and most importantly, the executioner decided that the Warlock, for the crimes of coalescing with demons, is going to be enough to take him down. Big Tyrant joining him, but the Tyrant doesn't really want to, what are you doing, Tyrant? He's trying to get a cast off. Wait, Charn decided to retreat. I'm not sure what the Charn is doing. He decided just, you know what, I'm gonna park over here. Wait, maybe Charn found himself a perfect corner to stun. Charn was able to get himself a good cast around there. It's actually able to try to see if he can blast through the bubble shield of Pally. But he can't quite get through it just yet. It's going to be full wings. Pally trying to see if he can maximize that hammer value. Does he get the big go? Wall maybe enough to stop it. Does end up countering that hammer with the wall, reducing a lot of the damage to build up and the damage to release off that hammer. Stun around the corner to Red Pally, but the man got Hand of Freedom. Got him some big Wake of Ashes. Isn't enough right now. Pally looking just to slam it out. Fear to follow. That's Flow trying to see if he can buy himself a little bit of time. Trying to create some space between the two. Red Pally just needs a Judgment or two. Is he in range? He's not in range, so he's going to turn his attention onto the pet instead. As Flow back it up out of the entirely, still continuing to summon up vile monstrosities onto Red Pally. He definitely needs to find a way to stop him as he's going to have a go. Big wings, big hammer. Dark Bag gonna blast it through really quickly. Pally, I think, just won this. He doesn't need to maximize the damage, so the hammer is gonna finish the job. But the man did want to make sure that the Warlock does end up going down. Either way, though, Steel Suit gonna be up next. His name is still Seal, but he's wearing like a clothy attire. Still big hammer. No hammer, not playing the hammer build, but looks of it, but still got plenty of damage. Going to be laying hands by Red Valley as Steel Suit continuing to fight through the pain, as he's continuing to fight through the counteroffensive of the Red Valley. As the big hammer finally hanging over the man's head. Is it it? Is this it? Is this the execution? Is this him going down here? Blind does get smacked by the hammer. Got another hammer hanging over Steel Suit. He's just gonna sit down for a second. Hammers hanging above each other's heads. Going to be shield of vengeance for Red Valley. Does he just go close the gap? Because once you have a big hammer, you got a shield of vengeance. You want that shield to splash back into Seal. Seal got himself a bubble. Red Valley, if he can survive this a little bit longer, there's a seconds field left over immunity to left for Seal. Does he go down? Oh, he does. And I'm taking him down in those seconds of immunity, able to slam down past Red Valley with Laos. I want to say Laos. Gonna be up next. I like your little like pixie wings you got going on. Red axe, pixie wings. Get yourself like a piratey casual attire. Steel Suit does not stand a chance against a survival hunter after the man has used his bubble and everything. Even if you have a bop available, I mean, it's over. Grifka gonna be up next, trying to see if he can skulk around versus Laos. Does he get to go for a proper opener? While he's standing in the flare, he is protected by a tar trap on one side, freezing trap on the other. So Grifka needs to be very, very careful. Do you even shadow strike on the guy? Or do you try to see if you can snap him around the corner, wait out for the flare, and then maybe try to go for like a little bit of like a slower opener? Is going to run into a freezing trap. Trinkets immediately as he wants to make himself some damage happen. Is going to be stunned to follow by Laos, trying to maximize the damage of Grifka with big coordinated assault, massive kill shots to follow. Grifka could be in a lot of trouble right now. Going in for a hodge. Laos got himself a little bit of the pet sack. Going to be a Grifka activating a bit of Shadow Blades as well. As going to be a poison coursing through his face. Does cloak it in order to not have his damage reduced, but it's going to be advantage regardless. At the end of the day, Laos can find himself eyes or randomly flare Grifka out in the open. It's going to be a great spot. Blowing for the perfect set of eyes here as Grifka is all the way on the other side of the pillar. If you just send your hyena out, the hyena is going to be able to sniff out the rogue. Maybe Grifka could back up and stab the pet. That's something rogues sometimes do, trying to see if he can make some distance. Stabs the pet, but a hunter's mark is on him. Laos knows exactly where he's at. You can't really stop this rogue. It's going to be able to throw in a couple of grenades with Super Sing with a death shotgun to follow. That thing is going to be enough to take it down. Maybe kill shot to follow right after. Grifka with a scatter shot. She does proc through the scatter shot. Either way, though, trying to go for Shadow Strikes. Does he reverse it? No way. Grifka gets to reverse it. Get a shot right after Laos. Oh, he does let the dots and the pets do enough damage, just enough in order to be able to get himself yet another kill. And that's the last one left over for the team too. Freezing trap on the Athman for a second as Laos trying to see if he can cleanse them all completely over the dots, and he's going to throw in a bunch of grenades and poisons on the guy. He's going to try to see if he can set up, clean, dot him up, making sure that as he's making some distance from the guy, he's really just trying to prep Athman up for a go into a big scatter shot right after. Again, just trying to give himself a bit of a breather away from the Paladin. If you can just go for max range 40 yards away, Athman won't be able to reach him. Camo for a second. Pet does get hit. Is going to be able to hit Pet with a judgment. But Laos, for the most part, has been able to avoid Athman. It's going to be a freezing trap. Nothing they can do about it. It is going to be DR'd, though, as Laos trying to give himself a little bit of healing. Again, trying to use the traps in order to see if he can avoid Athman as best as he can. Does he get to a Hodge? He's going to be able to trick it out of it. Got himself a bit of defense. Actually tries to see if he can tussle with Athman as he got himself the Shield of Vengeance. Wings available. Big hammer from a distance. Laos maybe can go for feign death to remove that hammer. Does he have the talent? Looks like he does have the talent to be able to just remove that hammer. So you can remove the visual of the hammer, but he can't get rid of the hammer. Bubble out of Athman. Laos at no health. Oh my god. It's actually going to be so close by the hunter. He almost did it. Shinoa, I don't think he's going to give Athman a proper go on you. This is going to end up taking him out. That was such a close one too, man. It was so close. That was so close. Shinoa, that was insane. Backhand, by the way, doing really well. Laos popping up as a survival too. Well done, boys. Red Valley, of course, holding the fort down. Let's get us another one going here, boys. Yeah. Uno más. Get in here, boys.